What's going on, everyone? Yes, today is another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is the one and only awkward individual that wears skin-tight outfits and run around at night doing weird things, Batman. And this figure is made by Hot Toys. Now, this is the Arkham City Batman, so this is the second installment of the video games that recently have came out. So let's go ahead and see what this figure has to offer. So as always, let's jump into details. So looking at the face scope of Batman, he looks amazing. They captured the video game through and through. Even when it come down to his outfit, go ahead and focus for y'all. Look how neat everything is. It's really, really well done. Looks really good. You can even see like indications of like almost like a, it's almost like a Teflon, like bulletproof. Looks really, really well detailed. Hot Toys is definitely known for capturing detail in figures, bringing them to life. See if I can get a good view of the gauntlets for y'all. And this figure is pretty huge, so, This figure is pretty huge, so it's kind of hard to cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to zoom back, but still get all the detail so y'all can actually see really well. Give me a second. It's acting like y'all want to stand up. There we go. So come out just a tad bit. And what's cool about this Batman suit, it actually has a very muscular style cut to it. So even though the figure is probably like your standard Hot Toys figure, it actually gives an impression as if he's just bulky when he's really not. Give you an example. You can push down on the suit. So clearly it's not plastic, it's the suit that actually gives that muscular look. Go ahead and turn him to the side real quick for a side view. And as for his cape, which you can kind of see in the picture as well, it's like a soft material. It does give off a leather look, which they did a really good job on, detail-wise. Go ahead and zoom into his glove so you can see the details on that. There you go. And let's go ahead and look at the back. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this up like that real quick. And once again, the suit gives a more muscular look. This part is actually a little bit harder, but the suit still has slight cuts in it to kind of give that bulk. And everything is very seamless. Looks really good. Alright, so that is a once over. Zoom back a bit. And let's go into height comparison. So, clearly Batman is a 1/6 scale figure, but I'm going to show you exactly how tall this toy really is. And what I mean by this toy is actually massive. It's pretty big. So I'm going to come back a bit on the camera. Still not far enough. Son of a bitch. Alright. So, just to give you a quick idea of how tall this figure is, here's another 1/6 scale figure. And let me go ahead and put him on the side because the front may give an illusion as if he's not tall as you think he is. So if you notice, Look where the head, where the neck socket will go on that naked 1/6 scale body. It's barely getting. If he had a head on him, he'll probably get right below Batman's chin, or a little bit above Batman's chin. So that's a massive figure. And then you look at Figma figure. That's how tall Guyver comes up to good old Bat. So Batman is a very massive toy. Alright. Move these out of the way. As for accessories, I'm going to do articulation last, just because that's probably going to be the fastest, believe it or not. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and zoom up a bit. Batman here is going to get quite a bit of hands, actually. So he has the fisticuffs that you just seen, which is already attached to him. He get 2 grapple hands left and right. Go ahead and focus on that. And they're really well, nicely sculpted. So you're going to get 2 of those, left and the right one. You're going to receive 2 of these. This is like a to grip the, I'm going to say, maybe his, let's think. I'm going to say his grapple weapon, and also his little freeze weapon where he used to actually freeze things in the video game. Can't think of the names of them right now. It's been a minute since I actually played Batman. I played the very first one. I haven't really, I played the second one I think as well, but it's just been a long time. So I can't really remember all the names of the weaponry, so forgive me for that. You're going to get his hand for his grappling hook. So this is definitely for his grappling hook, because the hand is a lot wider and it definitely forms around the weapon better. And I will be showing you how the hands fit around the weapons once I'm done showing you all the hands. You're going to get his zip line hand for that tool. And then you're going to get his battering hand, which almost looks like a regular standard fist first glance. Oh, excuse me. Losing stuff there. First glance, but then when you look, you see a little pocket for the battering. So while I got this hand in my hand, I'll show you. So you can actually just put it just like that. Let me focus real quick. And it holds perfectly fine. So this is the battering, which it resembles the same style quality as like the Play Arts guy. This one is probably a little bit more sharper, of course, with edges, but overall, it's nothing too much different. So you're gonna get that. And here is his grappling weapon, which also looks really good. Let me go ahead and, there you go. Looks very nice. You can remove this. I'm just gonna wiggle this loose. There you go. And well, actually the first part of that I just pulled off, I think that weapon was for to pull like ice or walls. I remember him pulling the walls to make walls fall on enemies, and this is the actual grappling part of it. So you just put a different tip on there and you have the grappling hook. So that's that. And I think this may come off. Yeah, yep, it comes off. So you can switch the tips out between the 2 pieces of weaponry going on. So you're gonna get that, and that fits in his hand pretty damn snug. I'll go ahead and show that to you. Go ahead and focus. And there you go. So it holds really, really well. Don't gotta worry about it falling out. You're gonna get his little weapon for freezing things that I was speaking about earlier. And it's really nicely done. Alright. And let's see, which hand will work good for that one? I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna try 2 different hands, and I'll show you which one is best in a second. You can actually use the grappling hook hand if you like. That'll hold on to it pretty well, and it puts his finger on the trigger, so that actually works pretty damn good. And then the standard hands that you seen earlier, like the relaxed hands that I was showing, that hand looks pretty whack with it. It can only hold the actual handle of it. Can't hold around the trigger. So I would say the hand I just showed you will probably be your best choice. You're going to get your zip line weapon, which these are able to move back and forth. And the hand that works for that is the hand that's strictly for the zip line. So I'm going to go ahead and use that real quick so I can show you. And it works really nice. So that's how that looks. So his finger is on the trigger of it. You can have him aiming it up or aiming it across. And the fingers all fit in the holes nice. Really nicely done. Then you're going to get a different mouthpiece. So I'm going to go ahead and pull his head off real quick. And I'll show that to you. So what you have right now is his standard face. Unfortunately, this particular figure does not have magnetic pieces. So I'm gonna be honest with you, it's pretty cheesy on this one. They did put a nice little piece of material in here to keep it from scratching against the neck, which is really nice. But that little part that you see that's exposed, that's actually the skin tone of his face. And you just pretty much push that in. They have a tool for it. Let's see if I can find the tool real quick. All right, got it off. And pretty much it exposes a hole. Okay. And then this other face, same thing goes on. You just pretty much put it in there like so. And you push down. It pops out the other end. And it's held in very tight. And it looks really good. This facial expression is, the mouthpiece is really nice. As for the eyes, I wish the eyes was able to move, because his eyes make the facial expression like, it looks lazy. So even though the mouth looks really good, the eyes is not believable along with the mouth. So that part is pretty lame. But overall, it's still a nice head scope going on. That's it from the side. And you can see like shaved old stubble. It's really nicely done. Alright, so that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop his head on real quick. But that is all of the accessories. He also gets a a stand as well. It's just a basic stand. It doesn't go around the waist, it just goes under the crotch. And he just pretty much used that to stand up straight. And the base is pretty basic. It's just a black stand that says Batman and has the Arkham City lettering on it. So it's nothing spectacular. I just left it in the box. Now, as for articulation, this, as we all know, is Hot Toys are not really known for poses. Only a few of their toys that can pose really nice, but most of the time they go through this issue, especially if they have this particular style outfit. So I'm going to put him on the same level as an Iron Man toy. Iron Man figures are known for not really doing much, and he's definitely on that same scale. He may have a little bit more range with his legs than Iron Man, but overall he's pretty bland. If anything, at least Iron Man looks good being bland on some of the poses, because I mean it is a robot or a man in a mechanical suit, versus this person's supposed to be a little bit more agile. His poses is pretty weak. Now, head-wise, he can clearly look left and right or 360. He look up about that far. Let me go ahead and focus for y'all. There we go. He looks up about that far, and he can't look down, period. Neck too wide. The downside with this head, it's not a big deal because it won't fall off, but it is pretty weak. You can easily remove the head. So just be careful. You don't want to knock nothing over or his head go tumbling off or damage something. The ears are very hard plastic, even almost sharp, but they're nice and sturdy. Going down to his body part, a little bit lower. No neck joint whatsoever, just hard plastic, okay? Which is cheese. Going down to the shoulders, he cannot move them forward. So go ahead and just say, fuck that, that's not gonna happen. Can't go back nor forward. All he can do is go out. And it literally goes that high. Can't go no further than that. So his arm articulation is fucking horrible. Going down to the elbow, well, actually, right above the bicep, he can swivel, but it won't stay. So, no reason for it. But the elbow, he bends about that far. It will stay in that position because the joint is actually tough enough to hold. So, this particular Batman is like a big ass $20 toy that looks nice. Because that's pretty much the same articulation he has. It's nothing big. Some $20 toys actually have better articulation than this figure does. But got that going on. His gauntlets can rotate around because they're not actually molded to the suit. There's one separate piece. So if I pull the hand off, like so, you can pull off the actual gauntlet. Okay. His hand is like on a ratchet, kind of like Players Kai figures or anything that's tough like that, so you can hear it clicky. When it's on the gauntlet, actually I'll just leave it off right now so I can just show you real quick. I'll show you both arms so you can see how it is, the difference between the two. So let me go ahead and bring this down a bit. So with the gauntlet off, which you probably won't be displaying with the gauntlet off, but just to show you, you get about that much range going in, that much range going out, all the way around 360, right? Now with the gauntlet on, you get about that much range, which it has to expose the joint in order to even get that. Same thing goes if you want to go out. But if you're trying to hide the joint, you can go ahead and forget it. You'll probably go about that far in. Bring this down a bit. Go that far in, but you don't really have space for movement without making that gauntlet look awkward. So that is what it is. What it is, pretty much. To the abdomen, he has a joint there. You can feel it in there, but it doesn't work because even if you move any of this, it doesn't stay. So it's pointless. Going down to his waist. Clearly, if you've been looking up for this figure, you either heard it already. If you haven't heard this, you probably can see it for yourself. If you notice, Batman belt is high as shit. Why is this belt up there? Why is it not on his waist? So some people have already customized their Batman and got his belt fitting where it should be. So that's one big issue. Not only that, if you really pay attention, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and come back a bit so we can go ahead and look at this together. So you got the midsection of your chest, right? Go down one, go down again. This is where your navel will actually, or your belly button will actually sit, right? So realistically, if you go down again, which this is where his belt should probably be at, so his crotch should technically end about right here. Everything is elongated. This whole body is actually longer than what it should be. So it looks kind of weird. And that also gives the reason why his belt is so damn high. Because his hips is up here, but look how much space the legs are away from the body itself. It's kind of ridiculous. As for articulation going out and forward and to the side, his legs are the most articulated part on his entire body in this suit. So he can go about that far out and actually can stay like that. Go about that far forward, also can stay like that. Can go back quite a bit. And then going to his knees, they're double jointed. You get about that much and it'll actually stay. It does look pretty crazy going on, but it will stay. Going down to his boot, this is loose, it's a separate piece. This sits on a ball joint, so it has a large, well actually double ball joint, one going into the leg, one going into the shoe. Has a huge amount of range. But realistically, you won't do that because clearly that just doesn't make any sense. But if I had to bring it down some, you get about that much without it looking too weird. It does have a huge range though, so getting his foot to be flat on the surface works great. The only downside though, I want to see if I can actually bring this camera down real quick so y'all can actually see. Big as Batman is, his feet looks really tiny on his body. Maybe just being me, but it looks really small. Got little children feet. Like what the fuck is this? Like, look how big his leg is, then you get to this baby ass foot. So I don't know, but it just looks really tiny. And it's because it's so tiny, him standing up can be a nuisance at times. So that is all of the articulation dealing with good old bats. Hope this review actually helped out. If you thought about getting this figure, if you didn't think about getting this figure, now you have enough answers not to get this figure. So the overall idea, how I feel about this toy, like I said, is a stand piece. I kind of already knew that from the jump. Besides it being just a standing piece, the belt issue is pretty ridiculous. Beyond all that, facial expression is due to the fact that his eyes don't move, which blows. I will probably rag on this figure a lot more. The only reason why I don't really have the energy to rag on this figure a lot more, because I just don't feel like it. But due to that fact, I actually got him for really cheap. I paid only $160 for this figure. Ami messed up on the order. They didn't mean to put it where you can actually get it. It was only meant for their country and their country alone. And I pre-ordered it before they could remove it. So I got him for really low. So I didn't pay the $250 like most people did. So in a way it was like a steal. So I can't bitch too bad about it, because if I actually find myself just fucking hating it, I can always sell it. Yeah, it is what it is. But that is the review of bats. Thank you for stopping by. Hope this helped out. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe. Hit the like button. Fuck. Throw your computer out the window. No, I'm just bullshitting. Don't do that, because I'm not going to buy you another computer. So please do not throw your shit out the window. But y'all have a great one.